What's up, guys? Ari Masudi here. The news is good from Tallahassee. Florida State 17, Wake Forest 6 inside Doak Campbell Stadium alongside Perry Kostadakis, editor-in-chief, video editor Jackson Tarpley. Guys, Florida State gets win number 5 on the year. They're now 5-2. They beat the Demon Deacons, a game they were expected to win. But let's talk about what happened and how the Noles were able to get this victory. And the turnovers, Perry, killed Florida State all afternoon. 17 points, probably should have got a few more.
Oh, when you put up 442 yards of offense, you should put up more than 17 points. And I think there are a few times where FSU was driving down the field and then they self-inflicted those wounds. That DeAndre fumble at the end of the game where they were really driving for either a field goal or something at that point. They just really shot themselves in the foot with all those turnovers. Dalvin Cook's first multi-fumble game since the Rose Bowl. He put up yards, but he didn't really look completely the same after the first half, after that first injury. So you see the defense putting things together, but now the offense is starting to have their own struggles.
And someone who had a pretty good game, though, for the offense, DeAndre Francois threw for over 300 yards. Most of those yards came to Travis Rudolph.
Right, yeah, definitely. I mean, when you have a receiver as versatile as he is, he seems to be the star kind of on the offense as far as the receiving core. I think, I'm not sure who's second in line, but I know Dalvin's had a few receptions this year. But, I mean, the talent is stacked. We have the talent. Everybody thought that with all the returners on offense this year, we could probably do more. And I think the fact that defense has struggled a lot has really taken away the spotlight from the offense. But now the defense seems to have its stuff together. Now people are kind of scrutinizing the offense for how they're playing. So hopefully with next week coming off of a bye week, we can kind of get everything back to where it was for Clemson. And I hope that's going to be a good game.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook also ran for over 100 yards yet again today. 4th game in a row and 17th of his career. That ties Greg Allen for second all-time in school history. Perry, the defense didn't struggle. And now this is 2 straight weeks where they've held a pretty good team. Well, Wake Forest not so great, but getting their job done. Charles Kelly's unit, they deserve some credit.
Oh, it's something to be commended when you only allow 3.8 yards per play, which is the lowest FSU's defense has allowed all season. I mean, 6 points is only 6 points. It's not like they scored a touchdown and missed the field goal. Wake Forest held without a touchdown again in Tallahassee since 2006. But they really came out. They had 6 sacks today. Josh Sweat had 2.5, 3. DeMarcus Walker had 2. They got out there, they had 2 interceptions, and they really just shut down a Wake Forest offense that they were supposed to do. And that was where they really executed all game. Maybe 2 or 3 mislaps in judgment. Tavares McFadden thought he had a pick at one point and got beat pretty bad. But other than that, they really have showed out 2 weeks now in a row.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, the bye week coming up at maybe the perfect time for this Florida State team. DeAndre Francois is banged up. You saw Dalvin Cook was a little banged up. Some receivers are banged up. Some defensive guys are banged up. Maybe an opportunity for Derwin James to get some extra healing time before that big matchup against Clemson. So we're at kind of the halfway point of the season, a little bit past that now. What do we know about this Florida State football team? Jackson, we'll start with you.
Well, I know that if we can get Derwin James back, I'm liking our chances at Clemson. We saw Clemson struggle with NC State today. I mean, NC State should have won. It was the last-second field goal was missed. Clemson came in overtime off that momentum and just won. So I think, honestly, we have the talent. If Derwin's back, it's going to be a fantastic game in Clemson on Halloween weekend. That's going to be one for the books for sure.
Perry, I'll throw it to you.
I think the same. I think Clemson has shown that it's one of the best teams in the country, but it has its struggles, and it shoots itself in the foot almost at pretty much the same rate that Florida State did. And they struggled early in the season. They put together one full, complete game, I think, against Louisville, but other than that, they've been wishy-washy. Deshaun Watson hasn't looked the same as he did from last year. Clemson has a bye week next week, too. So they both are going in on 2 weeks of rest, 2 weeks of practice. Forehead Straw needs to get himself healthy. Dalvin's going to get a little bit of time. Everybody's going to kind of get together. And if Florida State defensively can put together the kind of performance that they've been having, then they'll have a chance to win the game. But the offense just has to be able to execute.
With the bye week, perfect timing, actually, like we mentioned. A lot to work on from both the offense and the defense. They'll come back, get set after that bye week, and play the biggest game of the season right here in Doak Campbell Stadium against the Clemson Tigers. But for today, the news was good. 17-6, Florida State wins. He's Jackson. That's Perry. I'm Aria. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.